Big brother, it's big brother, it's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother, it's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. On past the gravy, bro.
What's happening, gang? Welcome back to another fun-filled edition of Pass the Gravy, Bro. It's Alex, Chris, and Allison holding things down tonight. We actually were watching the episode in our group chat. I like the banter we have going each episode, and that little bitch Pat was like, "I'm tired."
At the very end, like right as we're about to do this thing.
I'm sleepy and I gotta go to bed because I'm tired. I bet he's watching right now.
A sad boy.
He's watching the Queen Latifah show. That's what he didn't tell us.
Watching the Equalizer, which
really into the Tifa.
I don't get it.
When Teep on, people are paying attention.
Pat's
Right.
there.
She brings the butts to the seats, is what she does.
She does. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining in the chat. Shout out to Ashley and Josh and Brock right now. The first one's in. But yeah, if you're listening to us, join us live on our live stream after each episode on YouTube, Pass Gray Bro, and on Facebook. So go check us out. And if you're watching, go subscribe to us on our podcast as well. So we want clicks on both. We want clicks on both because we're eating up views and clicks because we're doing it everywhere. All right. Let's get into this. We got Muffingate finally. We got to see a little bit of Muffingate. Would have liked to see more of it. We got a hashtag Jasmine exposed party tonight.
Bad episode for Jasmine. Not a great episode for Jasmine all around.
Yeah, I mean,
none of them should be good episodes for Jasmine.
In general, I don't like
She's
Jasmine.
not doing anything good.
Or really anything at all.
Yeah.
Other than coming up with weird phrases that we have to like make fun of
She
every
at least
episode.
kind of competed tonight.
Did she though?
Kinda.
She competed more tonight than she had previously.
In 3 weeks.
So I'll give you that. I will say she did compete more. Like she took to the course and actually participated, sort of. We started off the episode tonight with Daniel. Let's just say Daniel not in the right headspace after Nicole was gone, and it was Rick. You know when I'm going to quote The Office. I'm just going to go back to The Office because that's where I feel safe. It's my safe place. Charles Minor, Idris Elba, who by the way is taking on a lion in the new movie that we're all watching trailers for.
Oh my God. Hold on. First off, before we go into the lion, I think we can do an entirely separate podcast just on the commercials that play in between Big Brother alone. Because the bounty commercial where the grandson is helping the grandmother swipe through people and they swipe too hard and they spill something and they get out the bounty. Who the hell is helping?
How hard are you swiping?
Well, first off, how hard are you swiping? But who is helping their grandmother swipe through?
Just a loving grandson.
That's insane. That's more unrealistic than I just don't find it.
You wouldn't help your grandma swipe?
No.
You wouldn't?
Would you help your grandmother swipe?
What if she was lonely?
That's weird.
I would.
Like, no, I think this guy would give it to your good grandma. Like that's weird.
I don't think that would be her purpose in swiping.
I think that's kind of everybody's purpose in swiping, to be honest. If
when you get older, it's love.
Is it though?
It's always love.
It's weird. I just also grandma's got to eat. That's true.
No.
Great point.
Why does she have to involve the grandson? Why does she have to involve the poor?
She wants his input.
Some weird commercials for
Very
sure
weird.
today,
Very weird.
Especially on Big Brother. But Daniel talking to everybody like, Monty, you're gonna win. Michael and you are final two. I mean, way to go, guys. Nobody can split this. It was like when Charles Minor comes in on The Office and Michael is just repeating everything he's saying, and he's like, "How old are you? Are you 5 years old? Are you 5 years old? Oh, good for me. Good for me." And they're like, Andy's just like, "Stop it." Like the whole office is like, just chill out, Michael's cool.
Yeah.
Like that was what everybody was doing there in the house. Like, hey, Daniel, maybe fucking stop.
Knock it off, dude. Go cool your head.
Maybe quit. And Monty was just like, are you serious? Like, you're seriously gonna fucking just keep doing this? And then when he confronts Monty at the kitchen and like everybody's around, he's like, you could have had a one-on-one with me, man. No, now I'm not even gonna do this. He's like, bro, I genuinely want to know. I just genuinely, all I genuinely care about is like having a genuine conversation with you. And like, I genuinely am just trying to, genuinely, you're just being genuine with this.
Yeah,
like, I don't know how Monty.
I'm gonna vote for you. I respect it. You're not gonna vote for anybody. You got to be a jury.
God,
to do that.
dude, fuck you.
The two best
we're not gonna
reactions
let you
to
get
all
that
of that.
far.
The two best reactions to all that was obviously Taylor just sitting back eating the Lays, and then Turner, who was in the diary room, who was like, "Dude, yeah, your best friend went home. That's the game. Like, get over it." Like, that's what I was saying the entire time.
Go home.
Everybody has friends who goes home during Big Brother. I get now that you're all alone. It's really hurting for you, but
there's other ways you can go about it.
You're hurting yourself more.
Well, and he kept saying like class act, because earlier in the day, Monty was whistling "Another One Bites the Dust," and Daniel was like, "Oh, that's really classy. Another one bites the dust. Okay, class act." And so he'd been doing that all day.
What a loser!
Yeah, like, he had been practicing his lines for like when he knew he was on camera, like after the show. Like, because remember after Nicole's eviction, can't split $750K, guys. You can't do that. And like then we saw him say that 15 more times tonight. Like he was just ramping up, like, "Oh, I'm gonna own them all," and because they remember Nicole and Daniel think America loves them, and the rest of the house is gross. Where he's like, "Save me from these people." And everything, we hate you. Well, Nicole doesn't. If you've seen any of her post-show interviews, like her and Daniel going out, these guys are clowns. America loves us. I'm a cop. It's like, you guys are also assholes, and they're just kind of the worst. I saw Nicole had been asked a question about like, well, you said that Taylor wasn't a good person, and just watching Nicole's like face like backtrack, like, and then she tried to immediately backtrack on all the stuff she had said. She said, well, I mean, just there were like in the Big Brother has a lot of misconceptions get thrown around, and just in my interviews I've gained that maybe I made some terrible reads in this house. It was like,
she also said she was like, yeah, I was just like I overreacted because I was really concerned about my mom, but on the feeds it shows her say they probably think this is about my mom.
Oh my God.
And so like, ma'am?
She's, poor. I haven't seen any of her stuff on social media. I can't imagine she's having a good time. I bet.
She has taken
not a likable person, and it's going to be rougher for Daniel.
Yeah, she's taken the most responsibility and at least has said, like, I need to watch it back, like, whatever.
I always think about that. Like, in her situation, I wonder if she watched tonight's episode. Do you think she watched tonight's?
I don't know.
I would.
I always wonder. I feel like I feel like I wouldn't want to watch until I got caught up.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking about that as they were showing the recap from like the previous weeks and stuff. I was like, oh, I wonder if she's seeing this with all the alliance and stuff working together. I guess Julie did tell her also on Thursday, but
yeah, I can't with how both she and Daniel, and I wonder if she still thinks that like they were the only two that were in the house who knew how to play. Daniel said this so many times, like, I'm not here to teach people how to play Big Brother.
Right. Have they started jury, by the way? Is everybody making it to jury or no?
No, we had this discussion on Thursday.
Oh. Sorry.
I think this eviction will be the last one before jury. Because this will be 5 out, right?
Yes, I still do work here occasionally, part-time. 5 out, I think. I'm sorry, I was responding to that comment. It's like, Chris, you still working?
I think this is the last one before jury.
Okay.
Yeah, and then rumor has that there's a double next week, but it's a double that we've never seen before.
Oh, yeah.
Spooky.
Yeah. 2 people die. The people that don't.
I was going to say, or somebody at least loses a finger.
It goes full Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And then they have to have their proxies vote for them on eviction, on like finale night.
Yeah.
It's usually how it goes. Well, it's not.
It might be.
Oh.
It might be. We had more of Taylor eating Lay's. Like they were really working that in there.
They had her go get them and bring them to the diary room. Like she was in the diary room.
She was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah. I also wondered about that.
Yeah, they told her to go get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could see her. She was in the diary room. She left, grabbed the Lay's, went back in.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Yeah, Allison has a lot to catch us up on in the spoilers segment we're going to get to here a little bit before we do the power rankings, because a bunch of shit went down, I feel like. I was not able to watch very much of the feeds at all, but like Allison's feed updates. Follow us, Pass Away Bro, and then Allison on Instagram as well. she's updating on the feeds all the time. It's like a little Cliff Notes version, so you can then go chat about it, like you did watch the feeds without watching the feeds, and like, oh wow, this guy really pays attention. It's pretty great. So we had our HOH competition. It was Poochapalooza. Guys, get it?
I get it.
Get it?
It was so funny.
They're
Fucking
dogs.
Bee slapper. Yeah.
They were dogs. Yeah. How many times have you heard of a Poochapalooza?
Poochapalooza.
So many times.
And it was like it was also called Watch Your Step. It was a balance beam competition, and I'm pretty sure. Now it wasn't exactly like the competition that Jasmine hurt her ankle in, but that was like a balance beam with other obstacles as well.
Yeah,
but
it was like an obstacle course.
This is a weird one, and the choices that some people made on the balance beam were
stupid,
terrible. Kyle, awful. Like Kyle knew what he was going up against, and was like, "I'm still gonna do the 7." It's like, bro, go to the red thing. Like he was fine. He could have beat Michael's time if he just cut halfway through.
He at least was close to the time. He did whatever he did it quickly. But
he would have beat it if he just tried the other way.
Yeah, unless he had followed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really liked Turner's idea, which was just like run as fast as possible. Honest to God, I would have probably done something like that.
That's what you need
minus
to do.
the falling, honestly, just go as quickly as possible and touch the beam the least amount of times.
Yeah, it was the balance beam competition. They had all the routes you kind of picked. Daniel goes first, which is kind of funny because he set the pace. I just hope nobody can do that. And every time you say, like, well, I know what's about to happen. Somebody's about to beat it. And then Michael was like, Daniel went all the way around. What if I just run the straight line? That's the fastest. Like, go for it. I don't understand that. And then I don't understand why everybody else that went after Michael that was actually trying to compete and win didn't just do that route.
Well, because I don't think Kyle. I think that's why they didn't see him do that route. They don't know.
They were watching him.
No, they're behind the hedge. They were behind the bush. They couldn't see what they did. They watched.
You could see Michael's time.
Yeah, they can hear. They can hear people say so and so won or has the quickest time, or so and so has the time to beat. Because I remember seeing like Taylor reacting to, "Oh, Michael beat David," but then they come around that hedge and then they don't know which route Michael went.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why you wouldn't go the fastest route. It seems
I mean, listen. If you're what's her name, Jasmine, you don't have the chance to go the fastest route.
Yeah, so Jasmine goes and she's got her boot on, which I mean,
heart. Bless it.
I've been #blessed and never had to wear a boot ever in my life, but I know a lot of people that have through playing sports and just knowing other people.
It's not that hard.
You walk normally, right?
I mean, yeah,
it's a boot. It gets you so you can get in the rhythm of walking.
Honest to God, when they showed
to gimp around on crutches.
When they showed her boot, like when they called Jasmine and she stepped onto the beam, I had like my first thought was this might work to her advantage. She's got like this big boot. Maybe she can kind of, I don't know.
Well, her ankle can't wobble in the boot.
I don't know, man.
Right.
That's one of the issues with
dragged it.
Is your ankle wobbles.
Right.
She just dragged it the whole time and just timed out immediately. I was like, why do you even compete in this one if you know, like, just fall off and just be, I'm done. I'm done.
Oh.
Yeah, she's
Get me a shovel and dig me a hole and put me in it.
I wonder if production has talked to her about the fact that, like, you can't just sit out the entire
They definitely have it in for her. Like, they definitely do not like her.
Do not like her.
I think that's definitely why we saw the Turner
takes them around a lot,
hair, foot, whatever thing. I think that's, and then they had the whole muffin thing. They made her look bad. They're trying to make her look horrible. I say that in the group chat, like they're picking on her.
But she's doing that herself.
No, I know she is, but a lot of times I feel like if it was somebody else, if it were Taylor that were like, I don't know.
Well, it's racist.
Then they wouldn't go after her so hard, but because it's Jasmine, they don't like her. She's given production all this trouble with her foot.
I feel like if anybody went as hard on the muffins as she did and how intense she was hiding behind things, she was like
it would have been more of a
interrogating everyone seriously. Like,
but it would have been more funny like
that.
Like, remember when Paul, who obviously my favorite player, remember when he had the comp or the punishment where he had to like pat everybody down?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, guy.
Yeah,
he had the flashlights. Like he went over the top with it and was goofing around with it, but it was like they made it more of a bit as opposed to like when Jasmine did that. And like there've been a couple other times like, who stole this? Who did this? I think it was they took Pablo the Pelican from Paul and him trying to find that Big Meech did it. Like that was funny. And it was like they played it up as a bit, and it was just like because I don't think Paul dicked around with production, and production kept being like, Jasmine, you need to either use the cane or the boot. We have both of these for you. You need to use the cane or the boot, cane or the boot. And she was like, they keep telling me, and I keep saying no. I need to use the scooter for another week at least. I'm not ready for it. And watching today, but before the episode, like, well, I guess we had some injuries in the veto competition, but both of them are walking around fine. We won't spoil it, but like both of them are walking around fine. And Jasmine's like got her leg up, iced up, like she's icing up her ankles. Like, bitch, you're fine. Just get over it. Like it's okay. It's gonna be okay. You don't need to keep acting up. And I think she just keeps playing it up, like asking for special stuff from production to the point that, like, we're not doing that. You've been cleared by a doctor like 87,000 times since then. You're good, girl. You're good. And like to have her in that boot wobbling around like she's the fucking penguin from Batman. Like, what is up with you?
What's up with, like, how do you wobble? How do you wobble in a boot? Like it doesn't make sense. With a cane
too.
With a cane.
You have the cane to put like
you don't you don't need both.
Normally.
You don't need both.
Some people just want attention. Being on a nationally syndicated show is not enough. She needs like more attention. It's so weird. Who
wants that kind of attention?
I don't know. Not me.
That's not good attention.
Yeah.
Ashley says her kid had to wear a boot for a year and walked fine. And Todd says she has a clubbed foot, not a boot.
Yeah, exactly. It does look like a clubbed foot.
I bet she wishes
Igor
she had
dragging
a
it behind her.
But like there was always that like one. Usually it was a girl in high school that was like, she didn't play sports or anything, but like was in like crutches for 6 weeks or whatever. You're like, what happened to you? Oh my God. And like, she like, tells you this crazy long story. And like, I don't really, you fell. Okay. And like, it was just like, she played it up and then was like, well, I don't know if I could do that because of my leg or whatever. And you're like, okay. You just want the attention. That's what Jasmine was. Jasmine was that girl. Yes. She didn't play sports.
I feel like I knew that girl in high school. Was I that girl?
She like fell. No. You might have known that girl. I'll tell you. I'll name names after the pod.
Cool. I'm excited to know who.
I believe she played volleyball though. I think it was like a volleyball injury, but she really played it up.
I wasn't friends with it.
But still, yeah. Jasmine, just bad episode all in all for Jasmine, although hilarious for us. Michael does win the HOH. He says he's going to backdoor Daniel. That's his plan, at least, with his HOH. Then we had Taylor pretending to be working with her besties, Alyssa and Indy, even though she's like, yeah, I'm not at all doing that. Then we had the infamous Jasmine.
That was a good scene. I like that that interaction between Alyssa and what's her name? What's the other woman's name that Taylor had the conversation with?
Indy?
Her bestie. Yeah, Indy. Yeah, Indy and Alyssa, where they were like, hey, they were kind of coming together. They were both lying to each other, and they all knew that they were lying to each other. But yeah, I like that. I mean, I thought it was a good move by Taylor to join them, obviously, and also to try to extend a fake olive branch, even though they weren't buying it.
It's just politenesses.
Yeah.
Just playing the game. Then we had the Kyle, Joseph, and Turner backyard segment with Jasmine, where they were. Was it trying to make it seem like it's hard to snap in a triangle?
No, you go up and down with one hand, and then you do the triangle with the other. I can't do it.
I didn't understand what they were doing. But at some point, Kyle gets up and gently brushes Jasmine's foot, and she's like, "Ow, my leg!" What?
I don't know.
He looked like he slightly brushed the blanket that was touching her foot.
She pulled her foot before he got there.
Yeah, you would have thought that she got shot with the way she acted. And then we got just an all-time like Jim Halpert from Turner, just
straight to the camera.
Yeah.
But he had the drink in his hand. He's like,
he has had enough of Jasmine, and I love it.
The point where he even like suggested like maybe throw us up there. I don't fucking know. Worst case scenario, send her home. I'm cool with it.
I don't like when people offer to put themselves up as a pawn, but yeah, I like it.
He made a joke before the HOH that if he won, he wanted to put himself on the block so Jasmine could go.
I think she like very, very rarely outside like the first 2 weeks of the house, like of being in the house, do you have somebody that just goes home because they're annoying. And I think Jasmine may be the exception to that, where it's just like, just shut up. We're sick of you.
Yeah.
Just gimp on out of the house, Gimpy. We don't want to deal with you anymore. But like, then we get the Muffin Gate after Jasmine's big like, go get me some ice. Go get me some ice. And he was like sarcastically like, do you want me to get you ice for it? She's like, yes. Yes, I need ice. Like it was brushed up against, and I need ice. I need to ice it down now.
But then as soon as he brought it, she was like, "Well, that's way too much ice."
Oh my god!
And on the feeds, she like doesn't really use it at all. Like she just goes back to live her life. She just wanted the attention on her. Then we get #MuffinGate, and my god. They didn't do it justice, I thought, on the show on what they like played it up as. I mean, we didn't have a whole hour to dedicate to it, but like they could have done one of those throwaway Sunday episodes where
I bet
like, later on in the season where they just spend 30 minutes on it because people made muffins. Was that when Jasmine was on Slap? Because this happened last week.
Yeah,
before the Wednesday or Thursday show.
Nicole made the muffins. Nicole made the muffins for the. It was the day that Jasmine and Turner were getting off Slop. So she made them so that they were ready and they could eat them when they were off Slop, which was really stupid because Jasmine was eating spaghetti and like crying in the spaghetti.
Oh, God.
And was then mad at Alyssa because Alyssa didn't see her take her first bites off Slop. But yeah, so that is
nobody else cares that you're off Slop.
No.
If you were like, nobody cares. It's a funny like, well, I mean, because Jasmine was walking like, I'm gonna stay up late and I'm gonna wait, and it's like I feel like I would just like I'm gonna go to sleep, and then like when I wake up in the morning, I won't be on Slap. I'll just eat breakfast.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Just the next meal I eat or the next snack I have.
Yeah, they do tend to like stay, but they stay up late anyway, and so on the night where people are getting off Slot, they will make like a really late dinner and they'll all eat together. But like that's the extent.
That's not every time. Not every time either. And
no,
like,
it's
also
not every time.
When it's Jasmine and you're annoying as shit.
And no one cries into their spaghetti.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Stupidest
thing
I've ever seen.
I don't understand how she was struggling. I saw there's a petition, and it was probably a fake petition, but it was like to get Turner expelled for trying to treat Jasmine like that because Jasmine had been malnourished all week. And Turner was also on Slop.
I did see that. It's like on like change.org and everything.
It's one of those where like you can like put anything up there.
Yeah.
It was probably done as a bit, but I was like, I hope somebody wasn't really serious. And it had like 3 signatures on it.
Yeah.
So it was like literally nobody. Like Jasmine's husband, Jasmine's mom, and somebody else in Jasmine's family were the people that probably signed it.
That's funny.
But the Muffin Gate, like there were like 100 muffins. There were 100 muffins because Nicole made a couple of batches of them. So there weren't just like 2 left. Jazz, I'm going to get me these muffins. I'm going to put them in a baggie and I got to hide them.
I was going to say.
hide things in this house. Because she hid them where everybody hides things, right on the table.
Right on top of the table.
The table that everybody eats at.
I thought that was like a greedy, weird move to, here are these fresh baked muffins. Let me take mine and put them aside. I don't like, just why?
It was a big kid move. It was a big kid move.
I think it was because it was before
the kid that takes tater tots in their pockets at lunch.
I don't know.
I think Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite with his tater tots. Like a pack
I'm going to take this from lunch and I'm going to put it in my pocket.
She gets more and more like Sandy Cheeks with each episode. She's stashing away her peanuts, and it's very weird. I don't like her at all.
So this is like after like the Turner was annoyed scene with her, and then he's just like, you know what, fuck Jasmine, like I'm gonna do this, and like that they didn't really show like him doing it all in the beginning, but like the whole scene of him on the feeds that like if you just go search like Muffin Gate, like the video eventually will show up on Twitter, but like the whole like 30-second video of Turner like should I do it? And he like talks to the camera.
It's
and
longer than 30 seconds. It is a significant amount of time, like 2 or 3 minutes.
Good. And wasn't, and we talked about this earlier, wasn't Jasmine in the HOH room not looking at the screen while it was happening? Like she was just chitting and chatting. And like my Turner's just like, should I do it? And he goes back and then he like goes towards it and then he goes back and grabs the fork and then he's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And I like that he was like, this might be a $750,000 muffin, but honestly, I'm willing to risk that.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm done with this.
I love that move.
It's not, buddy. You just might have won an AFP if something happens to Taylor. If Taylor wins, you get AFP for this one.
If Taylor comes out to be a Trump supporter, you might. You might
that would be crazy.
Absolutely.
That would be a twist.
Big Brother Twitter would blow up.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? That'd be hilarious.
But I mean,
so just the way he like tiptoes his way over there. He's staring at the camera while he does it. And then they let him in the DR with a piece of a muffin to
he
eat.
Had been talking to them. Todd Voss asked if I posted a video where Turner asked production to move the camera if you think I should do it. And they did. He had been talking with production about it for like 2 or 3 minutes to the point where he grabbed it on the fork and he didn't just eat it right away. He took it into the diary room and they let him in. They let him into the diary room, and then after Jasmine found it, she's like buzzing for the diary room, and they are not letting her in.
Jesus.
She was pissed. I can't believe she actually asked for footage.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and I thought they were gonna do. Well. Who could have done this? And everybody in the diary room
sounded a lot like you when she said that. Well. I've heard that. Well, and it sounded so much like fucking Alex. Well.
But you know that Impractical Jokers gif where it's like you does something and then all of us like they're all like giggling. Like that was probably production as Jasmine. Sure. Who could have done this? I need footage.
You think they told Turner to go eat the fucking muffin? That would be funny.
They're probably absolutely, please fucking do it. Please fucking do it. I just like that Danielle Frost on our chat says that she did need her scooter with the food pouch. That would have been really funny if she put the food pouch on like the cane and then like onto the boot. Like she's just got like the fanny pack for snacks on her boot.
Right.
That's why she's waddling because it weighs her down so much.
God,
but it's just a fanny pack. Why didn't she just take it off the scooter?
Yeah, I don't know. Because
keep it with her.
She ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. So she's losing her shit over that. Joseph, did you do this? Turner, did you do this? And like Turner's the first person. He was like, "Well, I just came downstairs. I absolutely, yeah. Why would I do that?" And it was just funny because like Turner seemed the most genuine. It was like, Jasmine, why would I do that? Absolutely not. And like she was so into it. And then like later on in the episode, you see Alyssa and Kyle getting all hot and heavy in the storage, and she's like, "Any of y'all know who ate my muffins? Any of y'all know?" It's like, dude, what are you doing? You're really killing the buzz. Killing the vibes. I don't know. My favorite Jasmine segment so far this season. And,
that was a good one.
Shout out to Turner. I left Turner like where he is in my power rankings this week solely because of Muffin Game.
I was thinking about bumping him up to my top 5, to be honest, just because of that move, and I think I'm gonna. I think it's,
it's like I mean I don't know game wise. We'll get to that later, but like Muffin Gate, absolutely, absolutely.
He's the only person that can make Jasmine palatable. They were having another conversation where he was talking about how ferrets have always been domesticated, and she made me laugh because she was like, since the beginning of time, ferrets have only ever been a pet. And I was like, that's not what that means. But like,
what?
It was just a very strange conversation. One of the ones that they just like had nothing to do with game. They just have stupid conversations. And
he seems like the ferret type.
He was the one that
smells like a
brought it up.
He probably does too.
They both seem like ferret types. Has anybody in this chat or whatever ever owned a ferret? Have you owned a ferret?
I have not. I had a sugar glider one time.
A what?
Not a sugar glider. It's like a flying squirrel. Google.
So you don't know what a sugar glider is?
No.
A lot of people don't. They're like flying squirrels. It's like a little marsupial.
I remember your sugar glider.
My friend Zach Usher was moving to Egypt and was like, "Yo, do you want my sugar glider?" And I thought he just meant like some sort of like rocket plane.
Oh,
I'm surprised you're an animal.
And then he was like, "Well, you got to come get the cage." And I was like, "The cage?"
The cage.
I thought it was like a remote control plane. Like it sounded like I was like sugar glider. I don't know, but it was like, "This is wild." All right, he's like, "It's a marsupial." I was like, "I absolutely want a marsupial."
Yeah,
they're super cute.
I told my mom I was just watching it for a little bit, and then I was like, "Oh, by the way, he moved to Egypt." So
I'm watching it for a while.
So how long did you have this sugar glider?
Like junior year of high school. His name was Schnipta Prakash.
Of course, Schnipta Prakash.
I didn't name him.
The guy who moved to Israel.
That sounds like a name Zach would choose.
Zach said he like saw like some reporter lady, and that was her name, and she was like Schnipta Prakash. We're going with that. It was some foreign reporter, and he was a little like marsupial dude. He had like a pouch you'd put on it on your neck, and he would like get in the pouch, and like if you got him like used to you, like he was just chill as shit, and like he would like I would do like homework at my desk, and he would just sit in this little pouch, and he'd chill, and sometimes he'd come out and he'd hang out. If you had cargo shorts, he'd go in your cargo shorts, and if you had a hood, like a hoodie, he would go like in the hood, and he'd like burrow into it, or he'd go into a little like slit like right there. You put your hands in the hoodie. And it was tight. He'd bite. He was a biter.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
He bit.
What marsupials aren't?
But then, like, when I moved to college, I couldn't take him because I lived in a dorm. My mom like just loved him. My mom was like, "Well, I was feeding Schnipta this, and I was taking care of him. And me and Schnipta, I sliced him an apple, and he just ate an apple.
Ate it right up.
It was great. Well, because he had little raccoon hands, like so, like you would slice up an apple, like you had like meat, like you could feed him mealworms, but I was like, I'm not fucking buying mealworms, dude. Not doing that. So I had like these like grains you would give him, and he would eat that. And they're like food pellets. But then if you also like I'd buy applesauce and you just peel it off and you'd set the applesauce down and he'd just go ham on it. Or if you slice up apples, he'd pick up the apples. It was like the cutest thing ever. It was so cute. It was like when you watch raccoons eating food. You're like, this is great.
Of course,
what is
absolutely.
This? Like any kind of fruit and stuff like that. And then he died. My mom called me one time and it was like a Sunday morning. She was like, "Oh man, he died this morning." And I was like, "No!"
Damn it.
My backyard.
Did you call Zach and tell him?
I Facebook messaged him. I don't fucking have roaming to call Egypt. Whatever it is.
If we were in college, Zach was no longer still in Egypt.
Oh man.
I don't know. I didn't know where he was then.
He had moved back by then.
I had no idea. That's a very interesting tale. Wow. I'm glad we took this little detour.
Matthew Shanks says he had 6 ferrets.
6.
Ferrets seem like they're always like a good idea at first, and then you're like, this is disgusting. I wish I didn't do this.
Yeah, they're smelly, slinky cats.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to be a certain kind of person to have a cat. You got to be a special kind of person to have a ferret. Oh, that's,
Although
one of my friends in high school had a ferret.
There's a Instagram account called Floof Noodles, and it's a guy with a bunch of ferrets, and he just makes them do dances, and it's really great. They cook things, but they're like in little chef hats, and I'm always like, "Ha! This is great." It's A+ content.
Remember on Friends when Ross had the monkey, and they were like, "Oh, this weirdo has a monkey." If one of my friends had a monkey, that would be like fucking amazing. That would be the talking point of every conversation. I don't know. I feel like they made him look so
but
weird.
Monkeys, especially capuchins, which is what Ross had, they can rip your face off.
Yeah, that's like always the downside of it. I mean, but I still would want a monkey, and I would teach him how to smoke cigarettes. Cigarette smoking monkey would be great, and then I would teach him how to like run like really gambling.
Dice.
Like, teach him how to do all kinds of like illegal activities.
Like the monkey from Hangover too.
Gonna put him down on a street corner. God.
Yeah, he'd like run the street for me and like make me money, and then at the end like we'd be like, "Yeah, what's up, dude? Here's a banana." He'd be like, "Fuck yeah."
This is
he might stab me every now and then, but that's just the cost of business.
Exactly, the cost of having a business. You think of the upside.
I had to live dangerously. You know that.
Dividends.
True, sure.
Matthew says about his ferrets that they got a bath every 2 days and that they loved his girlfriend at the time and cats. Did like they still smell though
Did you have 6 at the same time, or like 6 over a period of time? Because
giving 6 ferrets a bath every 2 days
is
like
so
much
effort.
This is still a Big Brother podcast, by the way. We're learning a lot though.
This is what happens when Pat isn't here to keep us all in line and keep us on the straight and narrow. Exactly.
This would have been even further off track if Pat was here. But don't worry, he's too tired. Pat's tired.
I'm just gonna say I can't stop yawning. I've turned my head every 5 seconds to yawn, and I'm still here.
We appreciate
Pat
the power
sucks.
through. I know.
That's me.
Anybody at not Pat Dion, just boo him.
Just wake up.
Just boo him.
Yep.
Stop being a little bitch.
Do it.
Grow up. Pat, just
Anyway.
tell Pat he's being a real Jasmine.
Yeah. Tell him he's acting like a real Jasmine.
He's really milking his tiredness.
Even when he's here, he's a Daniel. So tell him to stop acting like a Jasmine and be a Daniel.
So mean.
I'm sorry.
Well, really, all we have left from the episode is the nominations and the logic to the nominations. I mean, we had Turner suggest that maybe him and Jasmine go up there, but the real logic was Monty, Terrence, and Joseph being like, "Look, dude, we'll be some bros. We'll go up, and that gives us 3 opportunities added to win a veto for our group.
Here's my thing.
And take us down and put Daniel up."
At what point does it not make sense to backdoor somebody? Why go Daniel literally
Daniel's won 2
nobody.
competitions. Daniel's won the second most competitions, so that was really their logic. I think a lot of times this season it's kind of been dumb to backdoor it, but they didn't really need to do it. And I think a lot of times it was more to just save the leftovers, kind of help them save face. We're putting them up. Oh damn! You know what? We're gonna actually take them down because somebody got veto.
Yeah, with them trying to backdoor Taylor, it doesn't make sense to do that as a backdoor because she's not won anything.
Right.
She's
with
been close
Nicole
a few
backdoor,
times, but
that was really Daniel doing it.
Who is Daniel's
and that was
bestie?
Kyle.
So you know that Kyle's also going to play the veto, and you know that Michael's also going to play the veto, and then it's going to be one other person. I don't know. I still feel.
We have 3
Kyle
chances
win the
though
veto,
with the 3 guys that they put up.
I think that it'd be different if it weren't that the veto could be used by either bestie and that it would take off both people.
Right. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a normal season when it's 2 unrelated, untied people on the block, then a lot of times they do originally put up a pair together because one of them's gonna, if one of them takes themselves off, then the other one goes home and it just makes that choice for them.
Yeah.
But that was going back to it, that was what Daniel, when he was in his downward spiral right in the beginning of the episode today, was dude, I just don't know, Monty. What you were trying to say, you wanted to save Nicole. You were trying to say you wanted to save Nicole. And he was like, no, I told you not to use the veto because Nicole might go home. And then it flashed to it, and it was it was the Austin Powers see, I did say that.
Yeah, exactly.
We're Dr. Evil. We're not so different, you and I. See, I did say that, Mr. Powers.
Man.
But he's no, look. He's I'm just afraid of a situation where we're trying to backdoor Taylor, and somehow Nicole goes home. It was that's exactly what happened. Because remember, right after that conversation, he was so I would just recommend us not use the veto this week. And Daniel and Nicole were fuck him. He said not to use the veto. We're using the veto.
We're using
so hard.
Oh man, it's so good.
And I mean, that was one more thing. So Michael does go with the plan, and he nominated Joseph, Terrence, and Monty. Great, real reasoning to the rest of the house that's not aware of the leftovers. Y'all are very strong competitors, and I like a challenge. And then I like Terrence was I mean, he's putting the strongest guys in the house. Well, 2 of them at least.
We are zooming by the great conversation that Michael had with Daniel, though, where Michael says in the DR, well, he's just basically everybody is trying to go after him, but he is sitting on an island completely by himself. I can possibly use him down the line. He, I
Big Brother just trying to throw in the this isn't a foregone conclusion. Big Brother always tries to do that.
Or is Michael definitely trying to get Daniel out? Is that definitely his target?
We can expand on that later.
Okay.
We'll get to that here in a second, won't we?
All right.
In the spoiler segment before we
Normally I'm pretty bad about not waiting on this stuff. Right? So
yeah.
I mean, well, listen.
We spoil everything. We're and now the spoilers.
Because I don't know about you guys. I was hoping. I know you guys already knew the outcome of the HOH competition while you were watching, but I did not. I was hoping that Daniel would win HOH because that would just make for such great television. I'm hoping that Daniel and Michael will kind of become friends and maybe start working together on the side a little bit. I'm hoping that Daniel doesn't just go home immediately. That's all I'm saying. I hate him. I don't like him, but for the show, for entertainment purposes, Daniel would stay in. Yeah, for maximum chaos, Daniel would stay in as long as possible.
I wasn't expecting you to mouth it.
Really.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for the non-spoilers portion. If you guys don't want to know any spoilers going forward, this is your time to tune out. Make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you're listening to podcasts. If you're viewing us, please hit that subscribe anyways. If you're listening to us, go follow us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, Pass the Gravy Bro on YouTube, and then go like our Facebook page as well. And then join in on the conversation if you want to join the chat, like everybody like Todd and Matthew and Ashley and Josh and Pollyanna have been doing all night long. But this is your opportunity to bounce out at Alex J. Milton, at Affable Allison, at 82 Chris Hogan, and at Pass the Gravy Bro on Twitter if you want to give us a follow. This is the spoilers segment.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
All right, Allison, our feeds queen, please fill us in on everything that has happened over the weekend.
Who won that veto?
Oh, there's so much that happened before the veto.
Oh, okay. All right.
We'll get to that, buddy.
Let's back it up.
It's coming.
Okay.
So, originally, yes, that was Michael's plan right off the bat, was to backdoor Daniel. As he's talking to people, and he's talking to Daniel, he realized that Daniel is the house's main target, and that target may shift to him once Daniel's out. And so he was considering other things that he could do that wouldn't include backdooring Daniel. Kyle started pushing for
Alyssa, backdooring Alyssa. I knew it. That's
No.
A problematic alliance.
Kyle is now trending on Twitter under KK Kyle. Because I called this at the beginning of the season, that I was worried that because of the cookout, what always happens at the beginning of a Big Brother season is that the guys are always like, oh, the girls are going to form an all-girls alliance, so we got to get them out, which did in fact happen.
Yes.
Very rarely are there actually all-girls alliances.
What? That's not true.
Well,
let's
stick together.
Yeah, I mean, there's
always an idea for an all-girls alliance.
There's nothing that if you look historically
and then it falls apart.
At Big Brother, there is not typically an all-girls alliance that you have to worry about.
Yes, no, that is 100% true. But in pretty much every season of Big Brother, not every season, but a lot of the season, most seasons, there's a quote-unquote all-girls alliance that is talked about, or
but it doesn't actually don't worry about that. Okay. That's got to be that would be something where I would feel like you would, if you were a super fan or even just a fan of the show, you would understand that's likely not going to happen. Even the girls go into it thinking oh, these never work, but maybe this time.
Right, exactly. They know. Yeah.
And so it's ridiculous, but then all the guys form an all-guy alliance and they go after the girls. And that is typical. So my concern was that because the cookout was successful, that any old white guy was going to see there are multiple people of color in the house and go, they're trying to form the cookout. We need an all-white alliance. Enter Mormon from Utah.
Fucking all-white. Nobody said all-white alliance. I refuse to believe that somebody in this house spoke the words all-white alliance.
Did he say all-white, or did he say all-white alliance? Everybody that doesn't look like them.
Or did he say let's be wary of what was so successful last season, which was an all-black alliance?
No, that's not what he said. That's not what he said.
He said he named it was Terrence, Monty, Taylor, Jasmine,
all the black
Joseph.
He called it the final solution.
He did not.
What was the name of it?
And
oh my god, that's funny.
So he named.
To clarify, that's not true. That's not true.
It's super not true. But he named
that was
those
a joke.
5.
Don't cancel me.
Yeah.
And was like, Well, and with the cookout, what if they make like a cookout 2.0? How are we going to combat that when people like them are joining together?
Yeah.
And so it was like an us against them thing. I don't know if he actually ever
Fucking
said
the
all
cookout
white.
made it an us against them. I'm willing to lay down my next paycheck that he did not say we need to create an all white alliance. Like
I don't think he verbatim said that, but he was naming someone in it to combat that, and it was Alyssa.
Okay.
So it was Michael. Brittany,
how do you guys? Because to me, honestly, doesn't like. I don't know. Is that crazy to think that? Oh, there's not, right? As far as we know.
Well, no, there's not. Well, so that's the thing is there was no reason for him to think this.
Well, there's no reason for them to think that last season, but they should have.
But hear me out, because like last season, would it have like there would have been backlash if like week 4 somebody was like, hey, so I heard Tiffany and Kyland and Xavier and Derek F, and they were kind of talking about this cookout alliance. Like if somebody had overheard the cookout and like, we need to band together to get them.
For Christ's sake.
That is how you knew that the white people on that season had no idea anything about any other culture other than white.
So if they had banded together to try and fight back against that, there would have been backlash. Being like, they're only going after them because they're all black people that are aligned. And it's like, but it was fine when. And I get they were doing it for the culture. I'm not mad about the cookout. Okay, I get it. I get it. As a white guy trying to explain things here,
God forbid, every little black boy and girl all across this land was waiting for the cookout to resonate with this country.
If that had happened last year, if somebody was like, "We got to get rid of the cookout," they would have been the racistest piece of shit ever, according to the internet. Like they would have been fired from their jobs. They would have never been able to work again.
Found out about the cookout as an alliance and said we need to target them. There's a way to go
POCs
about it.
Team up against the POCs, like that would have been optically horrible. Horrible.
That's what Kyle is trying to get to happen. I think that there's a way to go about it where it is game related, where you think that there's an actual alliance.
I don't think there is a way.
Real suspicions of people working together, but Kyle's only reasoning was that they did it last season. So what if they're doing it this season? He is in an alliance with some of them, and Terrence.
That's shitty.
Terrence is working very hard with Daniel to come after Monty, and is including Kyle in that plan.
Wait a second. Say that again.
Terrence is working with Daniel. They are together now.
Oh, did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, they're together now, and they're coming after Monty.
Why?
Because they think Monty's the biggest threat in the house.
But Monty is on. He's besties. They're festy besties with Terrence.
Yeah, Terrence.
Tripping.
Terrence threw the veto because he wanted to stay on the block.
Oh no! Really?
Yeah, because they're so convinced that they have the numbers to get Monty out.
Oh no!
But like this is a group of Alyssa. They think that they have Kyle. It's got Jasmine, but like they're roping Kyle into this. So Kyle hears all of this, how there are people of color who are coming after Monty. And Kyle is still like, no, they're all together. All of the black people, or not even the black people, because he thinks Joseph's in on it. Yes, and it's like
all the POCs, all the people of color, all the darkies.
It became such an issue that production had to talk to him within 24 hours.
Oh no!
Yeah, because he was like trying to basically
start. This is why. By the way, I stayed the fuck out of Twitter and the spoilers and all of that because it's so toxic. Like Twitter is basically convinced that Kyle's racist and that he's trying to get all these black people.
Look, Chris, Kyle is racist.
Is he though? Is he?
According to Twitter, yes.
I don't know.
Allison, is he?
According to Twitter.
I don't think that he's. I don't think that it's BB15 racist.
I don't think that BB15 racist.
He's not BB15 racist. I think that there are potentially things that he doesn't understand that he is saying that he doesn't understand the connotation.
You're also not getting the whole.
I don't think that it's that insane to look at the success. I don't think that it's that insane to look at the success of the cookout a year ago and think, Oh man,
Big Brother's a game that mimics every season previously to it.
Well, and that's why I said that at the very beginning. I said that's what's going to happen, and that's what Kyle is trying to get to happen. And I get it from a game perspective. However, the way that he's going about it doesn't make sense. He does not have the evidence to back up that when the people that he's thinking are working together are actively going against each other and are including him in on the plan.
Not a great look.
Oh, I agree with that then.
To the point where Michael said that it would kill him to cut Kyle, but after what he said this past 24 hours, it's going to kill him a whole lot less.
Oh, Michael knows about all this shit, huh?
Everyone
tried to bring Michael into it.
Yeah, they tried to get Michael into it.
Oh,
Kyle wants the
I got to
alliance.
adjust my top 5. Hang on.
Kyle wants the alliance to be Turner, Alyssa, Brittany, and Michael.
That's a bad look.
Yo.
Bad look.
And Daniel. He wants to work with Daniel too.
All right. I need, but he did not say we need an all-white alliance, though.
I mean,
not in those words exactly. He just excluded people that were not white from the alliance.
The people of color are working together.
Except for Terrence, though, right? Because he wants Terrence.
Well, he didn't put that together.
No, he thinks Terrence is working with them, even though Terrence is going after Monty. It's the stupidest thing. He also said that Indy could potentially go into that because she's the first American Big Brother player from Brazil. So she, that's a threat.
She's one of those in-betweeners.
Yeah. She's not American white.
I get it. Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down. That's horrible.
Not to defend racism. Not to defend racism, but just, again, this is the game of Big Brother.
To a sentence.
This is the game. I'm saying that's not what I'm doing here. But this is the game of Big Brother, and it's you in the house, he's on the leftovers that are fucking over other people and trying to make them think they're doing one thing when they're really doing another thing. And it's that's the whole game of the goddamn show. That is the whole show. And it's you don't have all of the facts from every side. So it's him
but they're coming to him with
knowing
facts.
all of them. Not all of them though. And it's yes, but he doesn't believe those people because he also thinks they could be playing him. And it's all kinds of stuff like that. I think that factors into people doing dumb shit like this. Where it's I don't think Kyle is a racist. I think what Kyle is doing is fucking stupid and it looks racist.
I think that Kyle certainly has racial biases.
I don't know. I would not. I don't know. You watch him more than I do, but
I think
I think that's a very serious accusation and you should be very
I wouldn't say
horny.
that.
He's clouded by horniness.
I think.
By the way, I think that showmance is kind of over.
Oh no, say more.
Because of racism?
No. Today, Alyssa was saying that he gave her the ick because he's 30, lives with his mom, and does shirtless TikTok dances.
You
didn't
know that until now?
It just dawned on her that she hates that and has some standards.
Yeah. Homie lives with his mom and he's 30.
Yeah, so who knows if that's going to keep going? I don't know. But I mean, it's at the point where Kyle blew up his game. He pooched himself and he wasn't even on the block.
Yeah, not great.
If he would have just shut up.
He was in a good alliance. He was
he's
in the best
alliance.
They're
basically moving on without him.
Yeah, that's not good.
He's not really included in the meetings anymore.
All right, well, I agree with you then. I don't think that it's weird that he is looking at the cookout and being weary and saying, don't want that to happen again. But I also think it's weird that he's making these accusations with no kind of evidence. And one of these people that he's accusing is going after another. That is weird.
That's the issue. It makes sense to use what you know from previous seasons and how people
KKK fucking Kyle is insane. Is
KK Kyle.
Ridiculous.
I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, that's why I love you guys, but the fucking fandom of Big Brother, they're just so toxic and they're just so ready to ruin everybody's life so quickly.
They're so toxic towards toxicity, which is
they're so,
we're fighting in the name of what's right, but it's no, but you're being the worst kind of person about it, though.
Yeah, it's insane.
But you're saying they're toxic, so your idea is to fix their toxicity, you're gonna ruin their lives and then attack their families because of a game show that you're watching. Got it. That makes sense.
It's so fucking stupid. That's why I much prefer just getting the rundown from you guys and staying out of the Twitter drama and all that nonsense.
So what else, Allison?
So
you didn't even tell me who won the veto.
Oh, well, okay. So that all happened before the veto, to the point where there was a part of Brittany and Michael talking where they're like, maybe they do. If I think he said to maybe Kyle, who was like, oh no, he said it to Daniel. If the veto is won and not used, I don't necessarily think it's the worst thing. But Michael and Brittany also know Joseph and Monty are a pair. They are some of the strongest in the house. People listen to them. They've got a lot of pull. So there's going to have to be a shot taken at them. And this would give them a pass as like they didn't really do it. And if the House votes that way, they're not voting or he's not voting. So, I mean, I get that too. But the veto pick was Jasmine and Turner. And they played Otev, which is really early.
I confused Otev with Zingbot in the group chat.
I was like, does he roast them?
Same person. They're the same people.
But apparently that competition.
By the way, Zingbot to Jasmine is going to be gold if Jasmine is totally good.
That.
Oh my god. Yeah, I hope they bring her back in the house just for Zingbot. Yeah. Keep her in sequester in the meantime, like after her eviction, and then just
pop her back in for that day. Her back in,
yeah. So Otev, and then who won Otev?
Michael.
Veto King.
He has won.
Veto wins.
He's won 70% of the competitions he's been in.
Is that going to be a problem? Like, are they starting to pick up on this shit?
Yes and no. For some reason, Joseph and Monty are still looked at as the physical threats, even though Michael has won everything, basically.
Terrific.
But
Michael, I text you guys tonight when Michael was having the conversation. He's so smart. Yeah. And like the competitions that are made for him to win, he wins. Like he's made to win that balance beam competition. That was either him or Taylor. I was so disappointed in Taylor's performance in that competition. I meant to bring this up earlier, just because I feel like she was probably in her head. She was like going.
I think she
if she had slowed down a little bit, she would have murdered that competition. But Michael, that was his to win. Like he's also going to do extremely well on the endurance wall competition.
He's going to do really well on the wall.
He'll probably win it.
Yeah. No, dude.
Unless he starts laying off winning.
Is he like what's his name? Ian? Like super
Ian Terry?
Yeah, like just
Ian didn't win everything though.
Ian didn't win much.
I'm thinking of super fans that went on to win it all.
Oh, because
not very often do you see like the super fans. Like I remember his first episode. I've got a book on how to win Big Brother. And remember, we were so worried because he was like nominated first or something like that. And
I thought he was the weirdo that was going to go out early, where he was doing the rocking back and forth.
Right.
Yeah. No, I mean he's kind of like Ian, Andy, Steve.
Yeah, that's true. I love these guys. I love seeing a super fan just kill it. You know what I mean? Instead of some Instagram recruit.
Nicole was a super fan. Even though
she was bad at it.
She slept her way to the top.
Damn,
called her Kamala Franzel.
I'm calling him Michael wins veto, and he's going to keep him the same, or he's going to backdoor.
He's gonna. Well, so that became a thing. He and Brittany were approached by Terrence and Jasmine in a way where I think they felt like it insulted their intelligence, because they both came to them separately, but with the exact same thing, and like, I think we have the votes from these people. So they were like, oh, how weird that we just heard the literal exact same thing and you're pretending like we haven't heard that before. So they are going to, or he's going to use the veto and put Kyle and Daniel on the block. At this point, though, there is a possibility Kyle goes. Wow. It's not a big possibility, but
it's going to be played up like it is a giant possibility on that Thursday.
I hope that happens.
Sure.
I will
I hope that happens. I hope Kyle goes home and Daniel stays.
People know in the house, like Taylor knows that he's paranoid about a Cookout 2.0. They know.
That is such a bad look, man. I get can't do that. You can't do that.
Or at least if you are gonna do that, then really share it with only people that yes, make sure you have backup on that. Only share it with people that do not have Taylor as their final 3.
This is the Cookout's fault. I blame Xavier and Kyland, and I blame all of them from last season. This is all their fault. They were so successful. They got everybody paranoid about all these black folks coming in and ruining their big brother.
Amira and Jasmine both said that the Cookout set them up for failure at the beginning of this season. So,
I mean, how do you follow that?
Right?
It's like following the Beatles.
And let's just also be real. Jasmine's setting Jasmine up for failure this season because she sucks at Big Brother.
Is Jasmine part of the?
Yeah.
Do they consider her a person in this?
I mean, she is naturally blonde. She's naturally blonde. I don't know if
blonde hair, blue eyes.
Blonde hair, blue eyes. Naturally.
Jasmine? She's not black?
She said. She's half. But yes, that's what she says. That she is naturally blonde hair, blue eyed. She is neither.
And she gains weight when she doesn't eat.
Yes.
Even though all she does in the house is eat.
Is she the loud eater that y'all talked about earlier?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I cannot handle her.
No, you can't. So my roommate, he is a loud eater, and I can only say this because he's in Spain right now. There's no chance of him hearing me. Such a fucking loud eater, and I've been living with him for I don't know, the past 6 months now, and I can't eat a meal with this guy. He's a hell of a nice guy. I like him a lot, but my god, homie just chews like a fucking horse. Sorry.
I am okay with loud eating. It is the smacking and slurping that I cannot do, and that is what she does.
That's not good.
But yeah, I mean, she's kind of become the brains of the other side at this point. She replaced the.
She doesn't say a lot.
Sad.
Doesn't say a lot for the other side. But what else do we have? That's pretty much it. Spoilers wise, huh?
Yeah, for the most part, it's going to be a blindside when he vetoes the nominations. They're convinced that they have the numbers to send Monty home. Alyssa jumped on the bed. She was so excited when Jasmine told her that Michael agreed with what she said about Monty. I don't know. It's stupid. They're stupid.
They're stupid.
They're so dumb.
Oh, poor Alyssa. I mean, isn't that the case though with every season? It seems that there's just one alliance that has been dominant, and then there's the either all girls alliance or the weird alliance, the misfits or whatever it is. I want Alyssa to win HOH. I want Izzy or
somebody to change it up. You're right.
Yeah, man. That's why I wanted Daniel to win.
The leftovers are gonna eat themselves anyways, and so it's that's not. I think that's gonna take care of the drama itself. Where we're gonna have that, and that'll be fine anyways.
Well, and
I don't mind that.
With Monty becoming a big target, it's Indy and Terrence are against Monty now, and those were people that he thought he could trust, and so he's. I mean, there's going to be.
What would Terrence do? I want a Terrence HOH. He would put up somebody in the leftovers probably, but obviously Monty and Joseph would try to talk him out of it.
We need the twist to end.
We need the twist to end.
Oh, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, I think Joseph said he'd put up Terrence and Indy.
Do we know when the twist ends?
It's supposed to end when we get to jury, so potentially at the end of this week.
And we're supposed to get a double eviction this week, huh?
After next week.
Next week. Supposed to be the 18th.
So you load the jury up with 2 people.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
You're gonna go a week by yourself or something.
But let's get into our power rankings, guys.
Let's do that.
Chris, I'll let you go last because I feel like you don't watch the feeds. You haven't really had the updates until just now. So if you want to make some adjustments to your top 5.
Good, man. My adjustments are made. I can go last. I'm not ashamed of my rankings like fucking Pat is. He bails out on an entire
although Pat thinks he's a superior, although he doesn't come on the Sunday podcast because he's too scared to show it.
Anyways,
I'll go first.
Why don't you kick it off? Yeah.
I'll go first. I'm going to start off number 5. This is hard to put somebody at 5, honestly. I'm going to go Taylor just because I feel like Taylor's name is in everybody's mouth at some point in this season. And she's getting to the point where she's going to get to the end and might just have the votes to win. I don't know. That's just Like, I don't think Taylor's gonna win. I think she's absolutely gonna win America's Favorite Player. Like, just give her that now. But like,
the Cinderella story.
Taylor's been such a target. She's gonna be like, I was on the block 97 times. Like, she's not done a ton.
Winning comps,
she eats a lot of lays. If she does do a Casey at the end here and just
kind
of goes on a tangent, like she can do that. So I got her at 5 right now, just because she's in her hands in some pots here, like where she's not the number 1 or 2 target. I think like, she does have the risk of being just a casualty of like a double or something like that, where like the votes don't go one way and she's up on the block and can just go home. But like right now, I think Taylor's sitting pretty good right now, almost to like she's got some final threes, a final 3 with Michael right now, where if they can find out, like,
yo, I love that final 3 with Michael.
Like if that final 3, if Taylor can win that final HOH, chop Michael at the end, like Steve did with Vanessa in season 17, like I could see Taylor winning that. But right now, yeah, I got her at 5. She's in a good spot. I got Turner at number 4 because of Muffin Gate. And like Turner's a likable guy that like I think can get drawn into major alliances that are going to make changes and flip the house and stuff like that. And like Turner, I think, hasn't even played his best game thus far. But like Turner seems like a guy that's going to be like instrumental in like overturning votes and like flipping people. And like he's sneaky. He's a sneaky snake.
Is he like solidified in that Leftovers alliance? Because like
I
know in this episode he was in on those meetings, but like the past 2 or 3 episodes, and they were talking about getting Nicole out. Nicole, yeah. I feel like he wasn't really part of those conversations.
That's almost the beauty of it, because like then nobody pins like it's Monty. It's Michael. It's Joseph. It's those people that are gonna be looked at as the threats. And then here's little Turner.
Yeah,
here's Turner. He's with them, but
that's how I feel about Taylor too.
The top guy.
Yeah.
And Taylor and to that extent too. So like Monty floating to final 5, I think, because like he can get stuff like that. Again, he could be a casualty at some point, but like I think Turner's in a really good spot, and like Muffin Gate, like he's the top 5.
Yeah,
alone on that
100%.
This week. Number 3 is Monty. I mean, yeah, he's got a huge target on him right now, but like, why? He deserves that target. Monty's kind of a beast at this game so far, and I mean, he's instrumental. He is the guy that everybody's looking at, and I think like if Monty can win these comps to keep himself safe, I think Monty can influence other people, and like he's got people like Terrence gunning for him, and I don't really think Terrence is that much of a threat in this house. And if Jasmine's coming at you, I don't think Jasmine's that much of a threat in this house. So like, not really somebody that worries me. But because he's got the target, that's why I shifted him down to 3, and I put Joseph up at 2, just because Joseph, like, he turned into a man. He became a man in this game, and we've talked about that already, where he's kind of figuring out the game of Big Brother, and his target is just like gone down, where he is a strong guy, but like Monty is the clear guy that's going to go over him. Monty is his shield. Joseph is right there. I don't see Joseph winning this game realistically, but like Joseph at 2. But I think Joseph could win this game. I don't think he will, but like I think that if Joseph puts together some comp wins here, like he's setting himself up very nicely to like the social game. Yeah,
throwing that out
but
there.
Victor won too much, and Victor, that was what kind of got Victor, I think, and he's not doing that. If there was a battle back, which I don't believe there is, like Joseph absolutely is the guy that goes home and then comes right back.
Didn't Victor win like 2 battle backs or something crazy like that?
He was evicted 3 times. The first person and only person I believe ever to be evicted.
Good Lord.
Insane. And obviously got Michael at number 1.
And then I got Michael at number 1 just because like it's not even close. Not even close. Like Michael is the king. Give the king his goddamn crown. Chess, checkers. Yep. Like, what else do we got to say? The same thing I said the last 3 weeks. Like, Michael is the fucking king of this game.
Yeah.
Michael's the king of this game. I mean, like, really, it should be like Michael at 1, and like Joseph, who's my number 2, could realistically be like 4. Because it could go Michael, Joseph.
Yeah. Right. Michael.
It's not even close. Although, like, I'm worried about him because eventually people are going to be on to Mike. Although I don't think they are, even though
if
Daniel's
people aren't onto him, like if people aren't like today talking about
he
this
needs
dude
to chill out.
4
he needs
vetoes,
to chill out a little bit.
HOH. Well, yeah. Allison,
chill out a little. Brittany needs to win for him. Kind of helps the stuff keep going. But that's my top 5. I got Michael, Joseph, Monty, Turner, and Taylor as 1 through 5. Allison, what about you?
I agree with a lot of what you said. I have Taylor at 5. People are coming to her now. Daniel tried to talk game with her after Nicole was evicted. Her stock is going up. She's in a really good spot. And then I have Monty at 4.
Damn, what? Oh, tripping. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, he is becoming a target, which is why he's kind of going down my list slightly, but he's still in a really good spot. They still have the numbers. He's insulated. They would take out Terrence before they took out him. So he's, I don't know, he's doing fine. For 3, I have Joseph. Same reason as Alex. He is playing really well. He has a smaller target than Monty for some reason.
Monty Shield.
Even though I think Joseph is playing harder.
Well, that's the beauty of it. Like, he's got, like, as there was like, no, it's all Monty's doing. And I think he kind of is allowing that to happen.
Oh, he totally is. Joseph is certainly playing harder, and Monty is taking the brunt of it because Monty had the HOH.
Monty the ideas,
Joseph
too.
Openly threw the veto or the HOH tonight, right?
He said he did,
yeah.
Why? Like, that doesn't. He didn't need to. He could have won HOH and
because he wants Daniel to go home. That's his plan, and he's like, I don't need to do this if Michael's already got it. Like, we can get Michael up, and he wanted to protect Michael and Brittany because they're the only non-insulated leftovers.
Yeah, he didn't want them to have the ability because they're getting to the point where there would have been a situation had Monty, Joseph, Terrence had one of them won, where they could have nominated a group, another group won veto, and then only had Michael and Brittany left.
Yeah.
So Michael,
this Chris Ken is like 1 week too long to me, where it's like it gets where it can be gamed, and it's gotten gamed at this point.
Oh, absolutely, it has. Yeah, Michael and Brittany needed to be in the HOH room because they were the only ones that were actually at risk, but they are both safe. And at number 2, I actually have Brittany.
Oh,
she has turned it around. I think she has resigned herself to getting second.
She's going with Mikey. She's getting second.
I just want to throw it out there really quickly before you go any further. If I had put in Brittany at number 2, Alex would have been so stupid, so fucking stupid. Chris's power ranking is just the worst. Like,
I don't think I would.
No,
I don't think I would have.
No,
I would have not given you as much leeway as I am, Allison. But I understand her. I think I agree with her logic to this. If Pat had, absolutely, I would have shit on her.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, no, she like started playing for a second, and in doing that, kind of like opened her eyes to everything. She knows everything that's happening, and she said something the other day about how she wants Terrence gone, she wants Jasmine gone, and she knows that they're not physical threats, but they are the seen as the weakest in the house, and she wants to be the weakest in the house, that's a good game for second place. She wants to be the GOAT.
The GOAT at badness, at being bad.
Well, no, not the greatest of all time GOAT.
You get that second place money.
The GOAT to the slaughter. Like, she wants to be the one that is dragged along. And she's right.
That's actually kind of smart.
Yes, and she's playing that well. The girls trust her again and are telling her things. They're trying to get her in on both sides of the house.
That alliance with Michael and Taylor and Brittany is so...
It's so good.
They're going to do final 3. I could very well see that final 3.
I don't think they will.
I just don't.
But that's for other reasons. But I think that they could. Brittany is in a really good spot. She is calling Kyle out with all of the bullshit. She's kind of the one that shut him down.
Really?
She said.
Todd says to change GOAT to sacrificial lamb. The metaphor could work better. Yeah, but it's always been the GOAT, and then like Tom Brady came along.
I was just gonna say Tom Brady ruined it for everybody.
But I mean, she told Michael, she was like, if Kyle doesn't want to go on the block this week and he doesn't want Alyssa to go, then what is he doing for the leftovers? Yeah. Nothing. And I mean, she's kind of the reason why Kyle's now at the bottom of the leftovers.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's killing it right now. She's doing great.
Okay.
And then number 1, I have Michael. I think that anybody he takes to the end, he's gonna win. Nobody's gonna beat him. And
he beats everybody in the house right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Even the way he handled
top 5.
Daniel, the way he basically told him, like, I'm not going to put you up, but there is a possibility that you could be backdoor option.
Mm-hmm.
It's just smart, like letting him know up front. And by the way, we didn't even talk about this. Daniel looked so happy that he was not nominated. He like went into that nomination ceremony
like
convinced that he was going to be nominated.
Why would you think that you're going to be not? You have one thing, sir.
Yeah. All right, so I'll do mine really quickly. Numero 5, I've got Turner, obviously, Muffin Gate. How can you keep him out? Also, I had Kyle in this top 5, and then you guys filled me in on his shenanigans. So he promptly had to get the boot. So yeah, Turner, number 5, Muffin Gate, all you need to know. Number 4, I got Taylor. Like I said before, her alliance with Brittany, obviously the leftovers, but also with Brittany and Michael, I think is really, really strong. She could go super far. Number 3, Joseph. I don't know why you guys think he's in a better spot than Monty, because Monty's at my number 2. I don't know why. Just
the target.
He just has a smaller target for some reason.
That's really what it is.
All right. Okay. And then number 1, Michael, obviously.
Yeah.
So not too different from everybody else.
No, it's good.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't hate your rankings at all this week.
Yeah.
I mean, Turner's a weird top 5. I felt like putting Turner in the top 5 was weird, but it's like really like there aren't like super.
There aren't a ton of other people
outside of the.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
who's y'all 6?
Probably Turner.
6.
Yeah, I have Brittany. Turner at 6.
Oh, okay. I would have Brittany at 6 probably then too. I like Brittany. I had her in my top 5 last week.
But Kyle,
a certain somebody's girlfriend gave me shit for including her in my top 5. Alex. I don't know what the fuck that was all about. That seemed like an
but then I don't think it was deserved.
Whatever.
I don't think it was deserved. All right. Yeah, I think we put together some solid rankings. Pat's would have probably been like number 1 is Turner,
Daniel.
solely based on Muffin Gate. Number 2 is Jasmine. Pat, I'm gonna put the graphics together and just make up a really terrible one.
Yeah.
Like Daniel at number 3.
Daniel, Indy, Jasmine. Alyssa, Terrence, Jasmine. Those are my last 5.
There
you go. Okay, so those are our power rankings. I'll put the graphic up tomorrow afternoon, and I like you guys when y'all weigh in. Give us your top 5, and then just be like, and then just comment like, I don't know who Pat's are, but they probably fucking suck, and tag Pat in it because he gets mad about that.
He does.
All right.
You should
Pat's
seriously just include him on the graphic.
Pat probably won't see this because he's too tired.
No, the baby.
He's too sleepy.
Get him a glass of warm milk. Put him to bed.
Give us a follow on Twitter at PassGreatBro. I am at Alex J. Middleton. Allison's at Affable Allison. Chris is at 82 Chris Hogan. Make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you're listening to podcasts. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Screenshot it if you do. PassGreatBro on YouTube. We got the link to follow us. Scrolling below us in the screen right now, and then also our Facebook page. Make sure to go like that. We will be back after Wednesday's episode. I guess Chris might not, but Allison, you'll be back on Wednesday? Maybe?
We'll find out.
We'll have a podcast on Wednesday. We will have a podcast on Wednesday, so tune in after the show. And until we talk to you guys next time, pass the gravy, bros.
Big brother, it's big brother. It's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother. It's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. On past the gravy, bro.